Today we're talking with Kevin Baxter, who's Director of the Western Campus Planning for the North Carolina School of Science and Mathematics. Although I understand that's kind of a shortened version of your actual title.
That's the abbreviated title, which you nailed.
What's the full title?
Director of Western Campus Planning and Project Management.
Ah, okay, great. Could you give us a quick snapshot of the school's history?
Certainly, yeah. The NCSSM, the North Carolina School for Science and Mathematics, exists out of Durham, North Carolina. It actually opened in 1980, and it is the nation's first residential high school serving STEM-oriented students, so students interested in pursuing science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The school's actually been emulated in 11 other states around the country and 7 other countries around the world. And so we are the first that existed, but also we're going to be the first that opens a second campus as well. And so it's a really exciting point of pride for our state, for our citizens. Back in the late 90s, our school became part of the UNC system. And so we're the only pure high school program within the UNC system family. And so that's an exciting opportunity for us to connect with and align with the opportunities at our other sister schools, but also to build on the curricular opportunities and connection points. About 58% of our graduates go on to a UNC system school currently, and so a great many of them will remain in the state of North Carolina for their undergraduate work in college. A large percentage of those students earn doctorates and master's degrees beyond their undergraduate experience, and about 60% of our alumni come back to North Carolina for their professional and family lifestyle after that. So we're really pleased that we're able to retain so many and that they make an estimated $500 million economic impact across the state every year. So it's a great point of pride for our institution, but also for the state to be able to be grooming this pipeline of talent and leadership around the STEM fields and keep them here in North Carolina.
Great, what a huge impact. I understand you've been very busy since you started in the area in January, was it?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's been a frenetic pace these last 5 months since joining the team in January, but we're building a new campus in Morganton, and we couldn't be more excited at the progress we've made already in the last 5 months.
Tremendous. Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got your start in this business, building exceptional schools for exceptional students.
It's been an interesting ride for sure. I grew up in New Jersey and was admitted to college at the University of Maryland. They made the mistake to offer me an opportunity to be an honors student. And so that really shifted my entire way of thinking around this. I'd never been introduced to this world of honors education. When I entered it in the late 90s at Maryland, it provided me with incredible opportunities to accumulate leadership roles and responsibilities for a program called College Park Scholars. I stayed with that program for nearly 15 years in total because when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I stayed on in an employee function for 10 more years. And so accumulated responsibilities within a pretty diverse portfolio that included everything from student services to event management, alumni relations, and fundraising. So it was really an exciting time in my professional career to accumulate those different responsibilities and be exposed to so many different elements of really the bureaucracy of higher education, but to do so in that kind of an environment positioned me to take advantage of an opportunity to work at East Carolina University. I joined ECU in late 2009 to build a new honors college for that school. And we have had incredible success over the last 7 years. It is thriving. It has helped to reinvent the kind of the fabric of that institution. And so we are at a point now where that program is doubling in size, and it gave me pause to think about what new challenge lied ahead. So was introduced to the opportunity to work for the School of Science and Mathematics to build a second campus out in Morganton. I jumped at that opportunity at the end of last year and started in January of 2017.
That's wonderful. Glad you're here. What is one of the most important things you're working on right now, and what are you doing to make it happen?
So the priority at this stage of the process is to stimulate activity as it relates to private sector, public sector investment in this school. So we're looking at trying to cultivate champions, cultivate advocates, cultivate partners that are going to help support the underlying academic experience and also the capital needs for the emerging campus in Morganton. And so part of that is trying to establish a narrative and engage these folks over a period of several years to help them understand the community impact that this school will have, to help them understand that the opportunities for them to align with our mission, and for us to help them as they kind of groom their workforce, make an impact in this region of the state, and help to generate greater economic impact and activity in Western North Carolina. So it really is an opportunity to bring all parties to the table to help advance this opportunity to build a new school in Morganton. We're excited about that, and that has kind of manifested itself day to day in opportunities to engage with economic development authorities, chambers of commerce, institutions of higher education, whether that's the university system or community college system, the K-12 sector, high-tech corridor, sustainability programs, you name it. We have touched such an incredible range of businesses and industries just in 5 months' time that we're excited to build off of that and see what has yet to emerge in the next few years.
What type of student attends this school?
Boy, they are exceptionally talented. These are students that have a demonstrated passion for one or more of the STEM-oriented fields. So they are coming out of different high schools around the state, different educational models around the state, where they've been exposed to science, technology, engineering, and math in different ways. And something about that has resonated with them. And they really want to pursue that in a deeper way through the programs that we offer at NCSSM. That's not to say we put our students in a box and they are required to major in biology when they go to college. This is really just a deeper educational approach that gives them 2 years of opportunity at NCSSM that they can leverage as they pursue next steps. And so the students that we're looking for, they're intellectually curious, they're entrepreneurial, they're innovative in their thought processes, they're critical thinkers, and most importantly, I think, they are collaborative. They want to work with other students, they want to engage with faculty, they want to ask questions that have never been asked and answered before, and that creates an environment that helps them to thrive as an individual, but also as a community. And when you think about the output of that going into colleges and universities across the country, and eventually into industry and business, that is making a profound impact at that kind of mission-driven formula that is in place in all those different areas. So we're very proud of our alumni, but we're even more proud of the students that have followed them to be able to keep that mantra in place.
Kevin, you have some of the top companies interested in investing in the school. Does that make a difference in this going to influence the layout of the school, the planning?
Without question, yes. We're at the point now where we're beginning to think through the physical campus, how we build out the facilities and how they will be connected or not with the local community and other educational participants in that district of Morganton. And so that has led us to a point where we've evaluated how we can allow for this campus to exist in a way that welcomes partnership, that welcomes community involvement. We don't want to put a gate up around the campus and say it's only going to serve the students that are participating. We want them to have access to and to promote relationships in the community. We're looking at the possibility of incubator space that would be geographically adjacent to our campus, but allow for the high-tech corridor for folks out in Asheville and down in Charlotte and up in Boone to be able to descend on Morganton and have space that they can share with the talent that is in place in Morganton, to try to give our students access to that, but also to give our faculty access to that. Because that kind of a public-private relationship and symbolic space really will help to promote the kind of vision we have for how this institution can help transform that region. And so we're really excited about the opportunities to allow the campus to really organically grow in that type of a fashion, where it's not just a number of buildings that have classes going on, but rather it's an environment that promotes connectivity, entrepreneurship, and innovation.
Tremendous. Does it also influence the curriculum?
It does. And so we have our core components of the curriculum that exist in Durham. Those are kind of part of our DNA: science, mathematics, humanities, computer science, engineering. Those are part and parcel of who we are. So that will follow us to Morganton. But how we shape those in a potentially a more integrated way, a more interdisciplinary way, is one possibility of how we'll make this a little bit different model. Another possibility that we're really excited about is engaging local business and industry in some of the emerging concentration areas that we may be able to deliver. It's really exciting to think about data science or climate science or sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, advanced manufacturing, topics that are cross-disciplinary in nature, and they are making all the sense in the world to position in Morganton, given what exists around us. We have abundant natural resources. It's the most beautiful part of the state, my opinion. We also have an incredible corporate footprint around us, from the high-tech corridor to some of the programs that exist in Charlotte, Asheville, Boone, Blowing Rock, Hickory, Statesville, Morganton itself, you name it. We have abundant opportunities to be able to leverage those assets and those partnerships to develop a curriculum that will help think about what lies ahead for our people, for our world, as it relates to those different topics. So really, it's kind of introducing this notion of a grand challenges curriculum that you see at Ivy League schools and top research institutions around the country, and trying to weave that into a high school curriculum that might be built around these different concentrations. We're excited. Wow,
Fascinating opportunities. What's your driving force? What gets you out of bed in the morning?
That would be my 3-year-old. He gets up before the sun, and he makes sure I follow suit. And if he ever falls asleep on the job, my 1-year-old picks up the slack. So I say that half jokingly, but realistically, my family does get me out of bed in the morning in every sense of the word. We moved to Morganton 5 months ago, and we did so in a way that represented for our family a long-term commitment. We want to be strong members of that community. We're already proud members of that community. And we see an opportunity to give back in a way that will allow Morganton, Burke County, the Unifor corridor, as well as Western North Carolina, to really maximize the potential impact on the investment the state's making in our campus. You know, this is a transformative moment, not just for our institution, but for the state. And if we can leverage this to the maximum ability, we're going to really see profound impact in attracting new business, new industry, new investment in the infrastructure of that part of the state. And so I take that very seriously. It keeps me up at night sometimes, but it also gets me up in the morning. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to capitalize on the decision the state's made for this strategic investment.
Tremendous. Sounds like you have long, full days.
You better believe it.
What is one thing that you just can't live without on the new campus?
One word would be talent. We absolutely have to attract top talent. And I don't just mean for our faculty, but also for our students. We need to convince students and families across the state of North Carolina that this is a wonderful opportunity for them to pursue. You know, the way that NCSSM operates, we actually are mandated by legislative action to be a representative of our entire state. And so when students apply from Raleigh, they're applying in competition with other kids from Raleigh. So the student in Boone, or the student in Charlotte, or the student in Greensboro, they're only competing within their congressional district for seats in our school, which makes it a very unique model. No one else in the country does it this way. But it was a very forward-thinking approach for our state because they have a forced distribution of seats, and thereby create some diversity across the state at our institution. We'll follow that same model in Morganton, and so that will allow us to realize tremendous diversity for kids from Ocracoke to come together with kids from Murphy, and they come together in this place. So we have a job in terms of selling this school to the students and families of the state to help them understand how it's similar to NCSSM in Durham, but how it will be different. What are the unique elements to this program that they may want to gravitate toward? What are the unique aspects of Western North Carolina that they may want to gravitate toward? And so we see that as an opportunity. Likewise, as we hire faculty, as we kind of incubate business and industry presence on that campus, we have a sales job to do there as well. We want to make sure they understand our mission, that they can relate to it, and that they can see intersection points with their self-interest, their community interests, and our mission. And so it's just a spectacular opportunity, really, and we think that we'll be successful, very successful in achieving the goal of attracting talent, but make no mistake, that's at the forefront right now to make sure that we do so in a pretty pronounced way.
Yes, and a unique way to recruit the students as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Wonderful. It's been said that the culture of the science and math program at the Durham campus has been research-oriented and metropolitan. Do you anticipate that the culture at the new campus will be different or similar?
Yeah, that's a delicate piece to all this. You know, we want to honor our identity as an institution. There's this incredible legacy of success that's been earned by NCSSM over the past 37 years. They opened in 1980 with a new idea, and they have delivered in a phenomenal way on that idea over the last 4 decades. And we want to stay true to that mission. We want to make sure that we are in sync with that mission. But we also want to acknowledge the fact that we have a very different environment in which we'll be operating. The assets and opportunities in Durham, North Carolina look very different than the assets and opportunities in Morganton. We're not trying to carbon copy one campus and drop it in the other place. Rather, we want to acknowledge those unique opportunities and assets and leverage them for the betterment of our students and programs. And so where in Durham you may see a lot of incredibly strong partnerships with UNC System Schools, with Duke, with other programs that exist in the Triangle, you know, we don't necessarily have that proximity to institutions of higher education in Morganton. We're looking at different ways to engage the educational sector. For example, Western Piedmont Community College is immediately next door to where we're going to build our campus. They have a state-of-the-art mechatronics facility that they're investing in. They have a sustainable agriculture program. They have a working farm. They have incredible assets that they are very interested in exploring shared opportunities with us around. We also have Center of Engineering Technology. We have the Biltmore Estate. We have the high-tech corridor. We have very real opportunities to align with business and industry in a way that has not necessarily always been the case in Durham. This is a way to evolve our mentorship model in such a way that students may pursue enrichment experiences in more of an applied learning approach. And so they might be doing R&D or prototyping down the road in Conover, or maybe they're going to be working up close and personal with some folks at Google or Apple or Disney. It's a really exciting opportunity, and we really believe that it may help shape the institution in Durham over time as well, with some of the things that we're able to pilot out here in Morganton. So it's really taking full advantage of the location is our mindset, and making sure that we're not just a carbon copy of Durham, but rather a unique, distinct campus of a pretty robust institution.
Tremendous. Kevin, are we seeing the beginnings of one of the most advanced schools that our nation has ever seen?
I guess we'll find out.
Kevin Baxter, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks very much. It's been a pleasure.